So today we're celebrating a remarkable chapter in the history of Peel Health Campus. 10 years ago, the first kids were welcomed onto the Sarich Ward.
I first come to the Sarich Ward pretty much straight after I was born. I suffered from this thing called RSV, which is a respiratory virus, so I really struggled to breathe pretty much straight away. So I was in here pretty much most of my childhood growing up.
Yeah, since a little baby, yeah. Just constantly in hospital. Stay in for 2 weeks, be out another week, and then in again. Yeah, because he was just, his lungs were really badly damaged from the virus that he had before and the pneumonia.
It was the first time we had a dedicated wing for the children of the area to get that special care that they need. So the story of how the Sarich wing came about, it is quite a unique success story for Peel. And it all begins with two important people. In 2003, when Anne Fletcher was CEO of Peel Health Campus, she was facing a growing population of children in the Peel region and no dedicated facility for them to get their care.
Peel Health Foundation, in creating this unit, did something that had never ever been done before. It recognised what the community's needs were in the first instance, and then it set about raising funds within the community. We not only raised the funds in the foundation, but we also built this beautiful unit.
One time, I was speaking to my wife this morning, she was saying that he was that sick that he was actually blue by the time we got to the hospital, which was 5 minutes down the road. So if that had been, we'd have taken a PMH, it would have been an ambulance ride, which wouldn't have been great, I wouldn't have thought. So we were very lucky, and it made a big difference for us when he was growing up, yeah.
The need for a children's wing was actually identified through two different avenues. The first one being the number of parental and grandparents complaining about the fact that children, if they were looked after at Peel, they were in adult wards and often unsafe environments. Or they were transferred out of the region to other hospitals. So it was a no-brainer. We needed a special unit for children. Dixie Marshall was one of our local members whilst I was CEO at the hospital. So he was well known and he was ready to retire, and he was the perfect person to develop the foundation.
So he just finished his parliamentary career, and so it was an absolutely perfect time for him to transition out of Parliament and into something that still really meant something to the local community. So yes, he was approached to start raising money to build this children's wing, and he really did commit the next 5 years of his life post the Parliament to raising, I think the target was $3.5 million, to raising that money.
It took 4 years to raise the capital for the development of the children's ward. Ralph and Patricia put the icing on the cake. They gave us a very, very generous donation.
The wing was opened in 2010 and the first patients were admitted in September. Since then, more than 11,300 children and young people have been cared for by our team on this wing. It has become a safe, special place for children when they're perhaps going through the most toughest time.
All the staff that I have on Sarich Unit have a load of experience with paediatrics, but they're also passionate. They just all love working with children. They're very dedicated and they're very family-centred.
Opening that children's wing was probably the proudest moment of his life. He'd been a champion sports person, political person, business person, but being able to pull that community together and everybody participated in raising the money for that, for the children's wing. I think the day that opened was the proudest day of his life.
One of my good memories of the Sarich wing is here was the fantastic staff. They could never do enough for Teague or for Marnie and myself. You know, they were fantastic. You know, not just the care they provided, but just, you know, the spirits. Try to keep our spirits up all the time, and they were always really positive. So you know, we've only just got good memories of this place. So yeah.
It's lovely here, very, very, very comforting, and I know the nurses love him very much, and they do anything for him.